hello, my subscribers. Welcome to Jamaican chapter. I am Nigel D. Summon. I'm coming to you from the community of Comfort Hall here in Manchester. Here we are. Today I will be exploring the church. You see it there on the title. Here I'm passing the Seventh-day Adventist Church here in Comfort Hall. And it's not too far from St. Simon. I decided to start recording from here because I want to have a little walk through the community. Comfort Hall, my first time here. Absolutely my first time. As we are going up, you can see Comfort Hall Primary School there, all the way over there. I don't think there's any school today. I would have heard the voices of the children. I would have heard them making up noise, and I think I'm hearing noise now. They're probably in class. We're walking through Comfort Hall. It's a Friday. Today is a Friday. So on a Friday, I choose a Friday because I'm saying, in the event that I take taxis. So on a Friday is always busy. It's the start of the weekend. Yeah, I heard children now. So that's the school over there. But we're not going over to the school. I am going over to St. Simon's. I'm going to assume that this is the road to the church up there. You can see it right up there. The church doesn't appear to me that it has any gate, or up there is closed, and I cannot just walk right up there. Look at this big cool tree. Really nice. I start to feel the breeze as soon as I come under this tree. I don't know what community it is, if it's a farming community or just a mixture of a lot of things. There's a little shop here. If you can, come into church, you can stop and buy something. And I noticed online that there is this big tank right in front of the church. Maybe they even close it up. And right, there's something written on it, like there's a notice. I don't know what that thing was. There's a notice up there. Not even sure if I should go close. But it's a big tank. Anyway. So the church is up here. And this is it. This is the church. Let me go up on the steps. The steps here. So I'm standing on the step of the church and you can see a nice view out into the community here at Comfort Hall. You can also see the church, the school, primary school over there. Nice view, and then there's a tank, a very old tank, still in use, right there. And of course, I just passed it. Then the church itself, the church is closed. I just spoke with somebody who said the church is closed. Um, it received a new roof because the passing of Hurricane Melissa. Let me see if I can see inside. Let me see if I can see inside here. So I can see inside the church here. I can see inside that because of the church losing its roof, then they there's they according to the man I spoke with a while ago, they're having services over at the primary school. Go into the rear of the church, the back of the church. Saint Simon Anglican Church. Here we are at the graveyard of the church. This is the back of the church with a new roof and everything. Now I think I can have a better view inside the church from this side because there is a window that's open. But let's see here. Okay, I can't see anything. All these old churches, they have the same smell. I remember when I went down to, was it what? Lacovia? That small church that was damaged during Hurricane Melissa. It have the same smell. It's inside the church. You can see they use tarpaulin and things like that so to cover up the inside of the church. Chandelier is still there. Alright guys, so as you know, when I come to an old Anglican or Catholic church, you know that what I do is to read the graves for you people overseas who have loved ones here. We are gonna read their graves today. Let's see how far back some of these graves go. So I'm gonna start way all the way down there. Down there, so I'm gonna go all the way down to that side and read come back up. So I'm gonna need my umbrella because the sun will definitely heat up the recording device. So before I start, let me get my umbrella out. Mm. Alright, so I'm starting all the way out into the corner down here. There seems to be some newer graves. Alright, so here we're at the resting place of Desmond Keith Isaacs. So that's Desmond. So we have Desmond Isaacs. Say unforgettable memory of Desmond Keith Isaac. Sunrise, the 6th of the 8th, 1946 to the 1 of the 4, 2019. So you can see that he was born in Jamaica. That's what they're saying. He was born in 1946 in Jamaica and he died in 2019 in the USA. Missed by children, grandchildren, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, other relatives, and friends. Brethren, the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you. Amen. So this is the resting place of Desmond Isaac, born in 1946 in Jamaica, died overseas, the United States, in 2019. Here we are at the resting place of Josephine Isaacs, born in Panama on August 27, 1912, died in Jamaica on September 5, 2021. Maybe this is Desmond's mother. And she lived very long, 1912 to 2021. She was born way before Desmond and died 3 years after him. She was 109. Yeah, no. Yeah, she was 109. They have it right here. 109. So Josephine Isaacs was probably the mother of Desmond right there. Okay, nice resting place, but there's nothing to read. And if there's nothing to read, I can't have anything to say. But it's all grilled up. There's nothing there. Let me see this one. This is the resting place of Gerrick O. Bailey. That's Gerrick. Gerrick, so it says, in treasured memory of Gerrick O. Bailey, 28th of the 1, 1932 to the 4 of the 1, the 1 of the 4, 1997. So he was born the 28th of January 1932 and he died on the 1 of April 1997. The resting place of Jerry, no, not Jerick, Gurrick, Gurrick, Gurrick O'Bailey. Yeah, Gurrick. Never heard that name before. You'll always see graves without writings. Then after a time, nobody knows who's buried there. Here we have the resting place of Maisie Cecile Walker. It says in fond memory of Maisie Cecile Walker, 1908 to 1979. And over on the other side, it says, the Lord gave, the Lord has taken away. The resting place of Maisie Cecile Walker, she died some 40 something years now, and her headstone still looking good. Here we have a twin grave here. Could be husband and wife. Could be husband and wife, I don't know. Could be brothers, I don't know. Could be two individuals who died at the same time, not sure. You see, that's what happened. There's nothing written there. Nothing written there to say. But they joined them together, and maybe they wrote something there, and then after a time it's all rubbed out. These are old graves. These are the narrow graves, you see. These are old graves. Very old graves. The old graves. You find these graves like way back in the 1800s, early 1900s. So let me read. They have something here. It says, in loving memory of Christopher MacLeish, September 1844 to October 1947, and his wife Antoinette MacLeish, December 1874 to September 1946, erected by their grandchildren, May 2011. So what we're seeing here, that grave over there and this grave over here, husband and wife, Christopher MacLeish and his wife, Antoinette MacLeish. Now, I'm not sure which one of them is the wife and which of them is the husband. But if you look at it, it says Antoinette MacLeish died 1946 and her husband died 1947. So I'm going to assume that they would be burying them from that side up to from the side of the church, burying up. So this may be the wife, Antoinette, and then her husband buried the year after, Christopher, according to what I believe is the order of burial. Here we have the resting place of Rosalie. Let me clean this off first. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Rosalie Isidora White, called to be with her Lord the 31st July 1978. This grave was all grilled up The grill has rot away. The headstone looks difficult to read, but I'm gonna try my best. So let me see whose grave this is. So this is the resting place of Georgiana Hibbert, who died on September 29, 1913. 1913, and they drilled around her grave nicely. But from 1913 until now, no one, maybe everybody who knew her and was close to her, they died out. And so nobody is attending to Georgiana's grave anymore. That's how it is. That's how it is. Look at this small grave. I'm not sure if you're seeing it. Neat and small. This must be a person who was buried in the time when Georgiana died. Very nice, cute, small grave right there. Alright, this is another grave. It says, this one says, in loving memory of my wife, Myrtle Malcolm, born November 1907, died May 8, 1957. So this is the resting place of Myrtle. Right there, Myrtle Malcolm, 1907 to 1957. And I'm sure the man who says, my dear wife, because in loving memory of my dear wife, Mrs. Myrtle Malcolm. 1957, I doubt that husband would still be alive now. 1957 until now. It's a long time. Oh, this must be his grave. This must be his grave now. Say, in never fading memory of a dear husband and father, Reginald S. Malcolm, born February 2, 1902, died August 27, 1979. Reginald Malcolm, 1902 to 1979, beside the grave of Myrtle Malcolm, 1907 to 1957. Say, in loving memory of my beloved wife, Hilda Malcolm, born June 1904, died the 21 of December 1952, age 48. Reginald is in the middle. Hilda Malcolm is on his right, and on his left is Myrtle Malcolm. And again, here is another Malcolm. Here is another Malcolm. Who knows? Here is another Malcolm. In loving memory of our dear mother, Miss Ethel Malcolm, who departed this life the 13th of November 1974, age 74 years, sadly missed by daughters, relatives, and friends. This is the resting place of Ethel Malcolm. Nice grave here, but the headpiece was broken off. The headpiece was broken off this. Usually I look for the headpiece that was broken off, but far as I'm seeing in the grass, I don't see anything. So let's look at the other person who probably was a husband or wife of this person. This says born 1889, died the 3rd June 1948. I'm not sure what the name is. I'm not sure what the name is. So this headstone might have been might have been designed like this. This one might have been designed like this one, and they probably were husband and wife. This grave again, nothing was placed there to for you to know the name of the persons. Maud White departed this life at, what's that? Oh, April 3, 1971. So this is the resting place of Maud White. I'm looking at the back of this resting place here. Let's see where I can walk. Alright, there's nothing on it to read. Down here look like some recent graves. I'm inside now. Alright, I'm inside now. It says Hubert Uriah Murray, December 25, 1904 to July 1, 1976. And it says in over here these little words, it says in loving memory in loving memory, sadly missed by wife, children, grandchildren, family and friends. So this is the resting place of Hubert Uriah Murray, 1904 to 1976. And beside him, I believe this is his wife, says Emma Ethelyn Murray, May 27, 1907 to May 18, 2002. Emma Ethelyn Murray, 1907 to 2002. And on her grave now it say, sadly missed by daughters, son, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, family and friends. So on her husband's grave she was mentioned, the wife, way back in 1976. And when she died in 2002, is her daughters and son and grand and great grand mentioned here. There was no great grand in 1976 when the husband died. So they're resting here now together. So they're inside that little bush over there. So that little bush over there, there are some graves there. I saw one. So if you're looking for, the resting place of your relatives and you didn't see it, I don't know if it's because of the ones there that are overgrown. I can't go into that. All right, so here I'm at the resting place of Nathaniel. That's Nathaniel uh, what's that? Gibson or Jebison? Could be Jebison. Born the 23rd of December 1900, died the 10th of May 1972. Nathaniel Jebison. Beside Nathaniel here, you see this current, this new design of grave here, and it is the resting place of Adina Mavis Jebison, 1908 to 2004. Okay, so they could be husband and wife. All right, so here we are. Look at that vase on the grave there. You just say in loving memory of our dear, and I think it's a mother, departed this life the 14th of the 6th, 65. So that's June 14, 1965. It's a leaving son and daughter. And she was 85 years old. 85 years old in 1965. But no name. No name at all. That's a long time, 1965 is a long time. It's an absolutely long time. These graves were tiled up. See, I've seen this tile in another cemetery before. So, guys, I'm coming to you from St. Simon Anglican Church here in Comfort Hall, Manchester. And I'm at the graveyard of this church. This says, in loving memory of a dear father and grandfather, Riley Bedis Morales Williams. Riley Williams. That's what I'm gonna say. Riley Williams. The 10 of the 2, 1916 to the 17 of the 12, 2015. So Riley Williams was born on February 2, 1916, and he died on December 17, 2015. Maybe this is his wife. Say, in never fading memory of Agnes Agatha Williams, born the 1 of the 8th, 1926, died the 15 of the 8th, what appears to be, what's that? Maybe 1980. Like you say, 1980. So the wife died first. Agnes Agatha died first, and then later Riley Williams, the husband, died. So he lived for quite some years after the death of his wife. Look at this that they built around this grave. I've seen it before. I've seen it before on other graves. Sleeping here, Blanche Lavina Williams, who fell asleep December 1961, age 84 years. Two tired eyes are sleeping, two weary hands are still resting at her father's will. Here's another grave over here, well tiled up. They're tiled up on everything. Right? I love, wow, the material that is made of. I love the material that is made of. In never fading and loving memory of our dear beloved daughter, granddaughter, and sister, Donna Maria Williams, born the 11th of November 1952, died the 9th of January 1970. So, Donna Maria Williams is related to Blanche Williams over there, and I believe she's related to Riley Williams over there. So the Williams, they're related there. She, Donna Maria Williams, she she was born in 1952 and she died in 1970. So she was about 17 because her birthday never come yet. She was a young girl when she died. I'm gonna try to see if I find her death registration form to find out what she died from. In memory of Ethelyn Williams, dear mother and grandmother. Another Williams, another Williams here. So right along this line, you have all the Williams. Ethelyn Williams, Donna Maria Williams, um, Blanche Williams, Agnes Williams, Riley Williams over there. Do I remember all of them? This one has no writing on it. Could have been a Williams, I don't know. Oh, this was a little baby grave, little grave here. They had a head, they had a headstone, but over time it's all rubbed out, and they tiled it up. Here, nothing again. This grave, I've never seen a grave that was tiled to the point where it's tiled over as if they are tiling it all over. I'm not gonna go inside. I don't think I can go inside that hole here, so might as well I read it from here. This says, in loving memory of a dear wife and mother, Mrs. Iris Furres. Her last name is Furres. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Iris Furres, born June 7, 1926, died January 23, 1980. This is the resting place of Alfonso Anthony Rabe. Raby? I've never seen this last name before. Raby. So that's Alfonso Anthony Raby, 1928 to 1992. It says, a father and grandfather gone but not forgotten. Alfonso Anthony Raby. And there's another Raby over here. Is this his wife? It says, in loving memory of Anita Raby, September 7, 1906 to December 10, 1997. a dear mother, grandmother, and great grandmother, gone from our lives, but forever in our hearts. God bless you. She was born in 1906 and died in 1997. Alfonso was born in 1928. So Alfonso could have been a son of Anita because in 1928 Anita would be about 22 years old. So I don't think this is husband and wife. I think Anita Raby over there is the mother of Alfonso Raby. You have beers. Somebody put a beer here and somebody put a beer here for shading. But there's a part here where they could write something on, but nothing is written there. They just say roll deep Shaney. Means I believe it's a young guy who was buried there. He's buried in the churchyard. In loving memory of Grace Marks. That's it. Grace Marks. Sunrise, February 2, 1934. Sunset, November 27, 2022. Grace Marks. These graves have no writing on them. This one has some writing. Let me see if I can figure it out. The last name is Brooks. Hard to make out. Let me see if I can do some braille reading. Oh, it can't give us want something to rub it, you know. See, when I rub it with my finger, it comes out. So, Mrs. Ada Brooks. Ada Brooks. Let's see when Mrs. Ada Brooks died. 1966. So she was born in 1882 and she died in 1966. Okay, so Mrs. Ada Brooks, 1882 to 1966. Oh, this has a nice headstone, but it got broken up. I wonder how. How did it just break up like that? I see age 66, that's in May. I'm not gonna try to read it unless I could find the small pieces and put them back together, but I don't know. In memory of a dear mother and grand and okay. In memory of a dear mother, grand and great grandmother, Gladys May Wint, October 20, 1916 to October 13, 1992. Gladys May Wint, 1916 to 1992. That's still a long life. These two graves are joined together. Just one of them is grilled around, but the both of them are joined together. So I've read all over there, read all the graves over there, except in the bush right there. I can't bother to break that bush down to read. So this one, it says, in loving memory of dear wife and mother, Edith Forbes, died February 16, 1972, age 70. So this is the resting place of Edith Forbes. She was born on February 16, 1990. She died on February 16, 1972, at age 70. And no doubt this is her husband. Yeah, this is her husband. In loving memory of a dear father and grandfather, Cyrus Augustus Forbes, born the 3 of the 1, 1903, died the 25 of the 10, 1993. So Cyrus, the husband, he lived for some time. Yeah, he lived for some time after the death of his wife. She died in 1972. He died in 1993. Eugene Augustus Wint. Eugene Augustus Wint, born July 29, 1913, died March 19, 1993. So he died in the same year as Cyrus Forbes. Eugene Augustus Wint, 1913 to 1993. Like this angel here, they put an angel on this grave, standing, resting right above the headstone there. And I believe that is what they put flowers in. No one has put anything in it for some time. In loving memory of Dina Agnes Wint, Aunt Eggy. She was called Aunt Eggy. Born the 10th December 1896, died the 1st of April 1978, age 82. There was something written here, but it's all rubbed out. Can't read that. It's all rubbed out. Can't read that either. Veronica Raby Rowe. So she was born Raby. So maybe she's related to the rabies that I read before. So Veronica Raby Rowe. She married into the Rowe family. December 5, 1930 to December 5. Is that 5? Yeah. Maybe it's December 8. I'm not be sure. Seems like it say December 5, 1930 to December 5, 1967. She was born in 1930 and she died in 1967. So she was like 37 when she died. She died young. Veronica Raby, who married into the Rowe family. Again, can't read that. Raphael A. Newman, born the 24 of the 1, 1924, died the 8th of the 2, 1985, Raphael A. Newman. I had rest my bag here. I came back and it's in the sun. Oh, okay. So, in loving memory of Cheryl Paulette McLeish, daughter and sister, born the 3 of the 11, 1951, died the 25 of the 3, 1988. Besides Cheryl Paulette McLeish, we have Wilbert McLeish. So, in loving memory of a dear father, Wilbert McLeish, died the 29th of the 4, 1994, gone but not forgotten. His grave received some damage. You can see here how the headstone was broken up and the side of it is falling off. Maybe it was during the hurricane. Well, this one received even more damages. Oh my word! This one up here. Maybe there was a tree that fell on it during the hurricane and just broke it up. Let's see if we can put Humpty and Dumpty back together again. Try to find out the name of the person. Oh, oh boy. It doesn't seem like they even found everything and put it up there. The person like was born in 1916. This grave, it says Andre A. Reed, born December 3, 1975, died April 26, 1995. Sadly missed by relatives and friends. He died young, 1975 to 1995. So Andre Reed died young. So I'm wondering who's buried there. I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't. It got significant damages. Here we are at the resting place of Novia. In loving memory of Novia Nicole McLeish. She was called Chantel. Lovely. You see this? This is a lovely thing to put. This will last a long time. She was born November 6, 1987, and she died June 22, 1999. But this was a young girl. Oh, she was young. She was really young. They sadly missed by father, mother, and families. I'll search up and see if I find anything on Novia Nicole McLeish. And the McLeish are very popular over here, you know. Yeah, the McLeish are very popular over here. I'll tell you that. In In loving memory of a dear father, Thomas A. Williams. Thomas A. Williams, October 16, 1916 to May 25, 2009. So that's October 16, 1916 to May 25, 2009. He lived very long. Thomas Williams. This is the resting place of ah the font. I can't read this font, guys. That's the name. He's a Williams. He's also a Williams. May 10, 1916 to December 15, 1993. Joan Evadne Powell. She was called Plummy. I guess she was fat. Why they called her Plummy, right? Born March 11, 1953. Died on March 18, 1997. So Plummy was a March girl, a March lady, beloved mother and grandmother. So Joan Evadne Powell, Plummy. I think because they're flat, why they would because they're fat, why they would call you Plummy. This is the resting place of Florida, Freckleton. Okay, that's Florida, Florida, Freckleton. Born October 10, 1911. Died July 18, 1998. Her grave is joined to this one, so maybe this was her husband, and maybe not. Mrs. Rosalind Williams. Rosalind Williams. September 7, 1918. That's when she born. And she died September 7, 1975. So she died on her birthday. September 7, 1918 to September 7, 1975. You're celebrating your birthday while you're taking your last breath. Don't know if that is special or if that is just terrible. Agnes Rebecca Seal. Seal is Seal. Agnes Rebecca Seal. Born April 14, 1897. Died June 13, 1999. So she was over 100 years old. Yeah. 1897 to 1999. You got over 100. About 102 years old. Joseph Seal. Joseph Seal. Born March 8, 1898. Died December 14, 1975. So this could be the husband, and that's the wife. and she lived a long time after his death. Glenn Michael Forbes. This is the resting place of Glenn Michael Forbes. Born December 6, 1930, died July 12, 1979. Glenn Michael Forbes.